Welcome back to the program. It gets even more interesting as we're joined by Senator Sadiq Umar of Kwara North Senatorial District. He's of a faction, if I could say that, of Governor Abdulrazak. Thank you for joining us on the program tonight. Well, you listened to Honorable Oyedepo, so many allegations against the governor, but I know you want to respond to some of them, but also add to it one of the issues he raised. He says, well, yes, the governor is a leader of the party in this state, but he alleges that the governor has abandoned the other three tendencies that came together to support him to become governor. In fact, he said categorically that the governor has abandoned and is not carrying the party along. How do you respond?
Well, thank you very much. I don't think the governor has abandoned, other factions or the party, because I've been part of all of these crises from the beginning. And both ourselves, senators from Kwara State and the governor, we've made several attempts to try to resolve this problem. And the problem seems that it will remain an irreconcilable difference. And like, one of the elders from Kwara did say of the party that there are several tendencies, about 4, that form the party, and that the governor has abandoned other factions. I don't think that's what happened. The reality is that after the formation of the party, those tendencies, as much as possible, should be played down, and we should see ourselves as a single family in the APC. The moment the governor emerges as the governor, automatically he becomes the leader of the state and the leader of the party. Any other person trying to share power or not respecting the governor is not accepting the leadership of the governor in the state. And this is not acceptable because it's going to lead to a chaos in a society. That is why leadership is always seen as a serious matter, in fact, to a spiritual level, that whoever God gives leadership position, others should rally around such a person to support him so that he can deliver what he promised the citizens. This is what is the issue. It's not about abandoning, any faction. It's about refusing to accept the leadership of the governor in the state, and this is ordained by God. We should accept it and support it. Whatever you see happening basically is a result of both centrifugal and centripetal forces of interest that is refusing to accept the leadership of the governor. And to the best of my knowledge, the governor had tried to accommodate, to tolerate all these tendencies as much as he can. In fact, I'm aware that he has appointed even children of people who have disagreed with him that believe he has abandoned them. In fact, those who are supporting him today, their children are not in government. It is more of those who have children in government that are disagreeing with the governor today. So I don't know where we can talk of, being excluded in this.
Well, I don't think it would be fair to drop those seemingly big terms, centrifugal and centripetal forces, without explaining to Nigerians exactly what you mean. Who are those forces, centrifugal or centripetal forces, that are at play here? I think a lot of Nigerians would like to know.
Look, to put it simply, it means that there are people who are interested in the governor's seat. It's mostly about 2023 election, and there are those who are interested in having control of what happens in the state. Those are the forces I'm talking to, put simply.
Okay, do these forces have, what?
And this cannot happen, yeah.
Okay, let me just quickly take on another issue which was raised because of our time. So, is the governor responsible for the purported removal of the chairman of the party in the state?
No, I don't think the governor is responsible. It is the party, the followers, citizens, stakeholders, elders, and in fact, everyone in the state that is worried that we have 2 leaders in a state. One, the governor, who is the first citizen and is responsible for citizens in that state, and our own party chairman, who is equally a leader, leading the party. These irreconcilable differences continue to stay without, giving way for peace. And we've made all efforts possible to resolve this. And it's causing so much distraction to the government, which we are all part of. And we have campaign promises that has to be delivered to the citizens. even though we are doing the best possible, even in the most toughest circumstance, good governance is being delivered to Kwarans in this, by this governor and by those of us who are representing our people. Now, we have to move forward. Something have to give. And that is why that decision was taken at the North Central Caucus level for this chairman to just step aside and allow, the deputy to take the responsibility of leading the party so that we can form a more united APC family going forward.
But what we hear from Honorable Oyedepo is quite different. He says that as things stand right now, Mr. Bolanriwa remains the chairman of the party and not Mr. Samari. So what exactly is the case? Who is the chairman of the APC in the state?
Well, as things stands, the last count, Elijah Samari has been asked to be acting, to be the chairman of APC. When we went to the National Secretariat yesterday, the decision was that, okay, let's go back to the North Central Caucus, led by the Niger State Governor, to look at the complaint coming from the other side. And then that decision will be moved to the national level. So our understanding as things are is the person that has been asked to act is still the substantive chairman until the North Central Caucus comes out with anything different and is transmitted to the national body before you can change, who will be the new, who will be the chairman. But as things stand now, Samari is the substantive chairman.
So clearly that's another big issue for contention. But now we listen to the governor of Niger State saying that, well, this issue has now been moved to the zones, basically to start from there, because they say politics is local, isn't it? But if you listen to the other faction, and this is from a statement which was made, they say that we shall henceforth prove to those that are not popular at home, but rather rely on political manipulations from outside, that the game is up. So there are questions about the chances of the governor and his faction at the local level. So if we could wind up with that, the other faction believes the governor does not have much support at the grassroots. What do you say?
Honestly, this is laughable. Let me be honest with you. If anybody is popular at the grassroots level, I can tell you authoritatively, without any equivocation, that the governor is more popular than any popular governor that the state has ever produced. And I will tell you, honestly speaking, even those who are disagreeing with the governor today, they know that more than anybody. Because the governor has performed excellently well. He has kept to campaign promises. And the people are very happy. They've never seen it before. They've never seen the kind of humility. The governor has gone to almost every local government since he became a governor in the last 1 year plus months. He has contact with the ordinary people. He has contact with traditional rulers, the community leaders, women, youth. All he's been around. He's everywhere. He's not only having contact and relating with them, but he's performing. Water, roads, anything they ask for, he delivers. And anything he promised, he delivers. So it's strange to say that the governor is not popular at the grassroots. That's a strange and laughable statement. And I tell you something, whoever says that knows that he's joking, because there's nobody in Kwara that does not know the reality as it is. Look, honestly, this matter is surprising because we are running a presidential democracy. Can you imagine, for example, that despite the various factions that form APC, CPC, ACN, name it, after President Muhammadu Buhari emerged, there will be issues of tendency and dragging issue with the president of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari. It is strange. In a presidential democracy, it's unheard of. And for those of us who are representing the people, we promise our people good governance. And this governor is giving good governance to our people.
Okay, Senator Umar.
And he's our leader.
Right.
It is important that we follow our leader, we support our leader, especially where he's delivering what we promise our people.
Okay, Senator Umar, we have 30 seconds
chaos
or less to close. Pardon me, but let me just quickly squeeze this in, because we all know that this is in the build-up to the 2023 governorship election. So it's like 3-1, 3 against 1. Do you think that the 3 is enough to stop the governor from his bid for re-election?
honestly speaking, nobody can stop the governor. And almost everybody knows that, including those who disagree with him. I can tell you that authoritatively.
Well,
And
Senator
that is
Sadiq
clear,
Umar.
even in this support base. All 3 senators are with the governor. Out of 6 House of Representatives, 5 of them are with the governor. Out of 24 House of Assembly members,
Senator Umar, we still have
22 are with the
years
governor.
to
So
build
I don't
up
know
to
what
that
you want to
election.
hear
So
again.
let's keep this for the days ahead.